tape, 2 p.m. Central Time, right here on IndependentWrestling.tv. Doubleheader with Chikara. Do not want to miss that. Please tune in. Ace Steel in action, as well as the return of Nate Webb, as announced here earlier. I'm excited for that, but I'm excited for this match as well. Thomas Shire going one-on-one with Gary J.
Thomas Shire has pledged that he was going to hurt Gary J, that he was going to keep Gary J from getting back up. And Gary J responded that said he was going to lay out and burn Hoss Island to the ground. So,
another disciple of Jesus, Greg Jovi. Makes me nauseous even saying that. But Thomas Shire has vowed to beat and bloody Gary J tonight. And Gary J has not been able to stay down for long. I mean, he fought Nick Gage. And gave him his best. And only Nick Gage has been able to pin Gary J since the return of Anarchy.
Well, you did have Kylie Ray beat Gary J last night.
Oh, that's right.
At Ladies' Night. That's okay. You did have Kylie Ray beat Gary J. So Gary is on a 2-match losing streak here in this building.
I don't need to say much, Ron. I'll just let the crowd do the talking for me. This man is so loved here in Spaulding Hall. He eats, breathes, sleeps, drinks St. Louis Anarchy.
Thomas Shire stomping at the fans' hands here.
Real class act. I'm sure he learned that from Jesus. What a match between him and Kylie Ray. Thank you for reminding me about that, which you can watch on IndependentWrestling.tv. Use the promo code STLAnarchy and get 23 days. That is a match you do not want to sleep on. Neither is this match.
Absolutely not.
Thomas Shire being condescending, I believe, to the Gary J movement, if you will.
Oh, no, you don't have to question any of that. Like, you can... All right, he put Gary's cape on. You do not put Gary's cape on unless you are invited to put Gary's cape on. Standing... taking a page out of Thomas Shire's playbook, standing on the chairs. Gary J is the only human being I know that can come into Spaulding Hall, stand on the chairs, and actually get cheered. And he threw the step stool away. Sarah's going to be pissed about that.
Sarah is probably one of the most aggro people. I'm just kidding. Not at all. But she doesn't like when you mess with her step stool.
No.
Don't do it.
Oh, no, I saw her in a pit fight when she beat the piss out of some. She ripped the telephone out of the booth and just beat the... beat the hell out.
Pit fight still?
Oh, yeah.
You remember that game Pit Fighter?
Yeah, empty swimming pools and everything. But yes, I do remember the game Pit Fighter. Yeah.
Terrible game.
I lost way too many quarters on that.
Yeah, right? Garbage game. Thomas Shire, self-proclaimed king of Haas Island.
About to do his best Saturday Night Slam Master here on a Friday against Gary J. It's another reference you can Google.
It's a great game. Will Thomas Shire, the back heel trip, nicely done by Thomas Shire. Will Thomas Shire use that technical wrestling ability and prowess to try to pick up the victory over Gary J? He does not want to go blow for blow, although he did say he was going to beat and bloody Gary J, but that's a different, I mean, he could do that in a multitude of different ways without going toe-to-toe,
absolutely,
strike for strike.
I would say his best bet is to do the wrestling, but here's the thing about Gary J. Everybody thinks Gary J is just a brawler.
Not true.
Not true. One of the advantages we have as being broadcasters is that we get to see the wrestlers before the shows. Gary J can lock holds and trade holds and have an impressive ground game with nearly anybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've seen him do it.
Colin elbow tie up once again. Thomas Shire trying to maintain wrist control, rolls over, maybe trying to go for that double wrist lock. And then, of course, he wouldn't call it anything else but a double wrist lock.
No.
Dory Funk would not call it anything else but a double wrist lock.
Rolls back.
Jay spins him around and showing him exactly what we were just talking about. Beautiful arm drag by Gary J.
I gotta wonder what's gonna happen when Thomas Shire is getting aggravated by this. I want to see what Thomas Shire is like after he passes that line in his own mind. After he passes the point from being aggravated to being angry.
Right. See, right now, look, he's having it's all fun and games. It's all.
He's doing that more. I think he's doing that more for himself, Ben.
Yeah. Now look at Gary J with wrist control. Top wrist lock applied to Thomas Shire. Thomas Shire loves this position. He can find his way out of anything. Nice back heel trip. Thomas Shire very confident in his ground game, as you can see by that smile. Oh, and he just slapped the shit out of Gary.
Oh, Jesus!
Oh my God.
Damn it.
That was a real bad headbutt.
He slapped Gary J right in the. Oh man.
Gary J.
You don't tug on Superman's cape.
Oh, Thomas Shire.
Split. Yeah, he split. Oh,
Thomas
God,
Shire
it's bad.
is busted open.
Right in the top of his head.
He is busted open.
Watch out! Watch out!
That is a deep gas. That is a deep laceration to tope suicidas, and the blood is starting to really flow, and that's 3. Oh.
That's bad. Oh! He's painting himself with it. That is a bad gash, folks. He got him right at the top of the head.
Man, Thomas Shire is literally spurting blood out of his head.
That is the proverbial crimson mask. And Gary, I believe Gary's drinking it.
I'm a little nauseous, I'll be honest with you. That headbutt, I saw blood fly out of his head when he first hit him with that headbutt.
Gary's used to this. Gary is used to this.
Says he can't see out of his eye. My God, what a bad gash that is.
He is going to be bleeding all over that ring. You tugged on Superman's cape. You spit into the wind. And you slapped Gary J in the face.
And this is the price you pay. Thomas Shire said he was going to bloody Gary J, and that didn't pay off because now Thomas Shire is seeing his own blood right now after that gross headbutt and a forearm strike sends Thomas Shire crashing to the mat.
I tell you what, I don't know. I don't think the camera's doing it justice. I don't think the camera is doing it justice. Not just the blood on Thomas Shire, the blood on Gary. Like, On your screen, it looks pinkish.
Oh!
Gary is covered in blood, and it is red. It is a deep red. Thomas Shire, in person, it's a crimson mask. It is an absolute crimson mask.
Oh, gosh,
The fact that Thomas Shire, the fact that Nick Chin is not ending this is amazing.
Oh, it is bad. That is a bad cut. That laceration is deep, and Thomas Shire still refusing to lose and fighting back, and he crumbles after that forearm strike. Gary Jay is literally wearing Thomas Shire's blood like war paint. And Thomas Shire still with
German.
a low angle German suplex and turns him inside out with that lariat. And for a crowd that is used to seeing some sort of bloodshed, the crowd is stunned by the amount of blood loss, the damage that Thomas Shire has taken in this matchup. And look at Thomas Shire, he's laughing, he's painting himself with his own blood. I'm at a belly-to-belly suplex. And Thomas Shire power bombs him and rolls Gary Jay through. Oh, my God.
Hell of a shoulder tackle.
Oh, and that cut is, look at him, he's laughing.
That is bad. Yeah, there's your DVD art right there.
Thomas Shire's blonde hair is soaked in his own blood.
Again,
This is just hard to watch.
It's hard to watch, and the camera's like, you can tell he's bleeding. You can tell he's a bloody mess in person.
Oh!
It sounded like an absolute gunshot.
Hits him in the back of the head. Gary Jay misses
with a double stomp.
Full Nelson suplex, straight jacket. Suplex, no bridge. All impact on that one. Knee to the head. And a clothesline again turns Gary Jay inside out.
This crowd's just
stunned.
Yeah, crowd's stunned. Crowd's stunned. I thought the crowd was stunned with Craig Mitchell and Big Beef, and I think they're more aghast at this. Rightfully so. Small package.
2.
Crowd giving it up for both men here. Oh.
You can see the imprint of Gary Jay's boot. There's that spinning flatliner from the top of the second rope. Excuse me, 2. No.
Gary Jay put the bottom of those shoes. You can only imagine what's on the bottom of those shoes. Hit the bottom of those shoes onto that cut.
Thomas Shire, though, seems to be reveling in this abuse that he's receiving from Gary Jay. The blood loss may be getting to him, though. He looked a little woozy.
Cloverleaf.
Trying to turn him over in that cloverleaf as he is just dumping blood everywhere. Gary Jay, if you don't adjust your television sets, Gary Jay that's not his blood. That is all Thomas Shire's blood.
Oh, London Bridge.
Dropped him right on his head, and Thomas Shire rolls out of the ring in an act of self-preservation. I don't think he knows where he is.
He's still walking. I'm amazed he's still walking. Woo!
Thomas Shire with a European uppercut.
Self-preservation.
Cuts him off.
Oh, my God.
Power bomb
right on the apron.
Oh, he's going to be pissing blood for a week.
Yeah, Gary didn't need that tailbone. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
what is
on, guys.
Oh, God, he's got the UFO.
No, he's... Oh, my God!
Jesus Christ, Gary!
Oh,
shit!
Oh, shit!
God damn it!
What in the holy hell did we just see?
I'll tell you what we just saw. We just saw a grown man throw another grown man off his shoulders,
Like a frisbee.
onto some chairs, onto the goddamn floor at Spaulding Hall.
Holy shit.
And he's picking him up.
The fact that Gary J is moving is
He's not
beyond
moving.
me. He's twitching.
Thomas Shire's a bloody mess, and he is at the advantage now.
He's still dumping blood. The fans here in Spaulding. This is it. 1, 2, and 3. No! Gary
God.
J. I thought that was it. Gary J. Gets the left shoulder up. Holy hell. I can't.
Man, I'm too old for this.
In all the matches that I've called in my life, that may be the damnedest thing I've ever seen.
And you saw Nick Gage.
And I saw Nick Gage and Gary J. He spun him like a top and threw him on a pile of chairs that were.
Oh! That woke him up. No, don't chop him. That's what he wants.
Oh!
Oh, shit. There we go. He's daring him. He's daring him.
He's daring
He's a
him.
lunatic. He's an absolute lunatic. All right.
Thomas Shire is a madman.
And Gary J says, I am your Huckleberry.
Thomas Shire with the crimson mask of Thomas Shire's on full display. Oh, dear God.
He looks like Two-Face.
What is Gary J? I mean, when is this madness going to stop? These two men have beaten the holy hell out of each other. And look at Gary J just slapping him. And Thomas Shire, look at this. Look at this.
Oh, why? Why would you do that? Oh, God damn it.
Please be over. For the love of God.
God damn it, the will to win. I don't know what the hell else to call it. Will to win, insanity, masochism.
I don't know what to say. I've called a lot of wrestling matches. This may be the most brutal wrestling match I've ever called. And there's no plunder. There's no plunder. It's just two men headbutting the shit out of each other, beating the shit out of each other.
Throwing each other
for our enjoyment here at St. Louis Anarchy. I'm trying to collect myself. I'm sorry, fans, but this one's tough. Oh, God!
He knocked him up!
He crumbled him.
He knocked him up!
him. Referee Nick Chin is calling the match. Thomas Shire's knocked out. Hey,
Gary J don't even want.
He had to call the match. You saw the way he crumbled in the middle of the ring. That was a knockout. That was an absolute knockout, and he had to do it. That was the right thing. Nick Chin made the right call.
Gary J didn't even want to stick around to get his hand raised. He is so mad right now that he did not get a 3 count. The crowd is coming up.
Thomas Shire. My God. My God. Thomas Shire has made a name for himself here tonight by beating the shit out of Gary J. And in loss, Thomas Shire is baptized in his own blood.
Wait, where's he going now?
No, not over here. I don't.
standing on the chair in defiance.
The only man that's allowed to do it after a war like that.
The blood still dripping off his face, off his nose, onto his chest and torso.